Hi peeps, welcome back to my channel. I have a new webcam because my webcam crashed last week. I'm not sure I like this webcam. I may look for another one, but at least it works at this point. And this is Kaylee, and she's here today to help me. And today we are talking about 5 ways to ensure that you do not succeed at your writing. So stick with me, and I'll be right back, and we'll get started here in a moment. Before I get started, I wanted to remind you that tomorrow is the release of Hunter's Moon, Book 15 in the Wild Hunt series, and this week only, I have the first 3 books, in case you haven't read them, Silver Stag, Oak and Thorns, and Iron Bones, all on sale for 99 cents each. So if you haven't started the series, you can do so now at a reduced price. And tomorrow, for those who are keeping up with it, yes, Hunter's Moon is out, and a lot happens in this book. I will warn you. Thank you, Kaylee. It's a book where you probably will need some tissues. So a lot goes on. Anyway, so promo over and done with. I wanted to talk today a little bit about ways where you are guaranteed to sabotage yourself. Last week I talked about not so sabotaging, and this week I'm going to talk about the 5 top ways I see people trip over their own feet. And the first one is succumbing to the bright and shiny, and that's a problem for almost every author I know, including me. It's so easy to run off and go, I have a new idea. I really want to write that. So I'll stop this for now. I'll go over and write that. Or, oh boy, that would be fun to write. Maybe I'll just work on that for a little bit. If you constantly jump projects, you never will finish any of them. And that is a guarantee towards failing. Just bluntly put, if you have a new idea, the best thing I suggest is have a file in which you type out the notes on it, and then you just leave it until you are ready to pick a new project. The squirrels of the world will never leave us alone. The bright and shiny new ideas will never leave us alone. It's one thing to acknowledge them and to jot down a few notes about them so that you don't forget them, but it's another to continually go from project to project to project in hopes that this new one will be easier, more interesting, faster than the one we were working on. So keep your eyes on your lane, stay on the project you're working on, put the notes about the bright and shiny in a file, and come back to it later. Number 2, striving for perfection. There will never be anything that's perfect. Perfection does not exist. If everything was perfect, there'd be no place for growth. So striving to make a book or a short story or a poem absolutely perfect is not going to work. You can make it great. You can make it good. You can make it great. You can make it wonderful. But when you get down to the point where you're agonizing over every single comma or period, it's time to stop. It's time to stop and let the copy editor do her job. Over the years, I have found that what readers want is a good story. Sorry, we had some feline interruptions there. Readers are not looking for perfect. They're looking for a good story that's well written and well thought out. The third stumbling block to success is procrastination. Oh, if I just watch one more show on Netflix, if I just watch one more episode, if I just go wash the dishes, if I put off writing by going out for a walk when I've already been out for a walk, a lot of times procrastination comes out of fear and out of sometimes just not wanting to do the work. I mean, let's face it, I don't care if writing is supposed to be fun all the time. It's not. Sometimes it's hard. It's work. And if it's your career, well, work is sometimes difficult. Sometimes you just have to push through and go, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to get this done. I find one of the ways to help procrastination is to set a reasonable goal for yourself for the day and work until you get it done and dangle a carrot in front of your face. If I finish, if I do what I need to do, I can go play a game for an hour. I can go watch 3 or 4 episodes of something on Netflix. I can go eat cookies, whatever goal works for you. So procrastination is one of our time sucks and success killers. The fourth one, comparing yourself to others. Apparently my helper is trying to help a whole lot today. Comparing yourself to others will freeze you because inevitably you're going to be comparing yourself to someone who's either more successful or who you consider a better writer than you are. And that is just asking for trouble. Now, we all do it. I do it. I still do it. But I try to catch myself when I'm doing it. And honestly, if I find myself lingering on somebody else's website, going, oh, I wish I could do that. I wish I was as successful as they were. I wish I had those sales. I block that website so that I can't get to it, because what is the use of making yourself feel crummy? One, you don't know if they're as successful as you think they are. They may have all the success financially in the world, but they may have a horrible life. I mean, money does not guarantee a trouble-free life at all in any shape or form. Being on the lists does not guarantee massive sales. There are all too many things that can interfere with life that have nothing to do with how well your books are selling. And if you start wishing for somebody else's life, you may not just get their success, you may get the troubles that come with it. So the best way to deal with this, I have found, is just reminding myself that we never see what goes on behind the scenes. And it may be painful and difficult for someone, even if on the outside all you see is the glamour. And last but not least, number 5, one of the other things I see that holds people back from success is not being willing to push through the hard parts. There will always come a place in the writing where it's difficult. There will always come a place where something is hard, where it stalls us up, or where we sit there going, I'm not sure whether this is a good idea or not. And you have to push through that. Just like a marathon runner has to push through that exhaustion moment before they get their second wind, or just like you have to push through sometimes aches and pains until you get an exercise routine down, or you have to push through, as I well know, withdrawal symptoms when you cut out sugar and starch in your diet. It will get easier again. You just have to get over that hump. And every book is going to have a number of little mountains in it that you have to climb. And if you stop climbing the mountain, if you aren't willing to do the work, you aren't going to come out with the product. In this case, you aren't going to finish the book. So be willing to put in the effort and don't give up when it gets difficult, because every author will find a place where it's difficult. Every author has a sticking point. And sometimes after a while, after you've been at this for a while, you will notice maybe a pattern. Like my sticking point, sorry, the focus on this is wonky. My sticking point always seems to come when I am 2/3 of the way through the book. And then I stall out for a little bit and my writing slows down until I push through that last little piece, and then the rest of the book flows pretty smoothly. It's not writer's block. It's simply clarifying the direction you're going in with your work. That's okay. It's normal. Don't beat yourself up over it. Just work through it. So those are 5 things that I find are barriers to success. I've got over 75 books out. I can tell you that some of those things never go away. You're going to deal with those all the way through your career. So don't worry if it's happening to you now, if you're at the beginning of your career. It's not you. It's the nature of being a writer. So that is it for that today. A little motivational speech here. As I said, tomorrow Hunter's Moon comes out, and Midnight Web, the second Moonshadow Bay book, will be coming out on March 8th. You can pre-order that as well as a couple other books now. I also want to remind you I have a Patreon. Over on Patreon, the links are in the description below. And I would like to ask, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so now and sign up for the notifications for when I have new videos out. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And again, I apologize for the soft focus on this video. I feel like I'm in one of those glamour shots. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will talk to you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.